Merry Christmas from the grumpy old dog lady. Behind me is a silly little attempt for Christmas decorations. When we were growing up, my family loved Christmas, so we had all the Christmas tree, the lights, the decorations. Our house was very festive. In fact, it looked lovely. I don't do Christmas decorations anymore, but I do know that most families that celebrate Christmas will have put up a Christmas tree, and with it comes the lights and the decorations, and of course now probably the presents have all been opened this morning, but last night the presents were around the Christmas tree. I've seen many videos and photos on Facebook of people that have put fencing around their Christmas tree so that their dogs can't get at it, and maybe even cats can't get at their Christmas tree, because the baubles and some of the other decorations on the tree can be very poisonous to the dogs or very harmful to dogs and cats. Cats will probably just knock them off and play with them, but dogs, and particularly young dogs, could take down the ornaments and chew them or get them caught and have to be rushed off to the vet. So putting something around the tree is a very good idea. But that brings me back to a story from when I was a young girl. Every Christmas Eve, our family would go out to the city hall. My parents belonged to a choir, and on Christmas Eve, that choir would sing in the city hall. There was a huge carol service. It was very moving. The mayor was there, and we all sat in the audience watching these carols being sung. We joined in. It was a very festive time. So one year off we went, and we came back to chaos. We had a boxer at that time, and we had left all our Christmas presents under the Christmas tree. It was Christmas Eve as usual. And when we came back, that boxer had opened every single Christmas present. There were papers everywhere, and of course presents everywhere, chewed, opened, strewn around. We might have known what the presents were for the family, but my parents, as I said, belonged to this choir, and the ladies and gentlemen in the choir used to exchange little gifts with each other. And they had given my parents lots of little individual gifts. We had no clue whose gift was from whom. The gift tags were ripped, the paper was ripped, there was chewed up soap. It was actually, looking back on it now, very, very funny. My parents had to thank the people profusely for their gift and hoped that they might tell them what it was. But I think in some cases my mother and father did ask them what it was, just so that they knew which present was from whom. I just think it was very funny. But it could have had disastrous consequences for the dog concerned. Luckily, she was fine. There were no after happenings, so we didn't rush her to the vet. But these days, there are very dangerous things that could be eaten. And of course, if your dog has got into the presents, I think a trip to the vet would be the best thing to do. What worries me is the chocolates or the other things that are given as gifts these days. Many chocolates have xylitol in them, or if people have baked, they might have some kind of sweetener or something. You don't know if it's got xylitol in it, and that means a very instant death to many of the dogs and cats. So keep those sort of things away from your dogs. If your dogs have got into chocolates that were around, you also need to take them up to the vet. Now, when you look at Christmas Day, which is coming with all the food and that, you also need to be careful. Watch out for turkey bones, chicken bones. Dogs should not be having this. especially if they've been cooked, because they become brittle and they can get caught in the dog's throat. Again, I said if you've got chocolates on the table, be careful of that. Also watch out for raisins. They are also very bad and poisonous to dogs. In fact, I think if you want to give your dog something to celebrate Christmas, rather give them something that has been made for a dog. Don't give them human things because you're not sure and you could be doing a lot of damage to your dog. So rather give them some treats, dog treats that you know are going to be fine for them. The other thing about Christmas, and particularly this time of the year, is that you're going to have visitors coming around. Please understand that this is very disturbing for a lot of dogs. Unless those dogs are used to having a lot of people around, suddenly now the home is invaded by lots of people. Many dogs will be scared. They will run away, maybe go and hide. Leave them alone. They are bewildered. They don't need for you as the owner to say, "Come darling, come out, come and meet the friends." And some dogs that are nervous, the friend might put their hand out to say hello or come in from the front, which is very intimidating to a dog, and the dog can snap or maybe even bite. If a dog is not happy and runs away to hide, leave them alone. Let the dog come out and take its time to say hello to the people. If it doesn't come out for the whole visit, that's also okay. If you've got over-friendly dogs, this is the time that you need to keep them under control. Put them on a lead and gently hold them back when the visitors come. Do not allow them to jump up on top of the people. Many visitors are in their best clothing and they don't need to be jumped on by an over-enthusiastic puppy or dog. If you've got a very little puppy that's very cute, also put it on the lead and ask your visitors to very gently, calmly, once the dog is calm, say hello. They need to ignore, and when the dog is calm, then they can say hello. Many dogs associate the lead with being calm, being under control. So that's a good thing to have on the dog when visitors arrive. And especially if you have a lot of visitors, if the dog or dogs are on a lead, they can't run out, get under the cars that are coming into the driveway, perhaps rush around, and chaos everywhere. Keep the dogs calm, your visitors calm, everything will go very well. What I also suggest to people is if you know you're going to have a crowd, you've got very enthusiastic dogs, take them on a walk before the visitors arrive. That means your dog gets out, gets to smell, gets a little bit of mind reading the news, and now the dog comes home and it's in a calmer frame of mind for when the visitors arrive. Plan this before the visitors come so that you know that your dogs will be under control and it will enjoy and being part of the whole process. If you're having a braai or anything like that, again, watch the dogs. You don't want them going nearby, heaven forbid jumping up, trying to get the meat. If you have things on the tables, be careful again. Don't let the dogs jump up and steal things. If you don't know what the dog has stolen, it could be problematic. It could be poisonous for them. So I'm wishing you all a very happy day and just enjoy your dogs, but have the day under control. Don't let your whole day be dominated by over-the-top, excitable dogs, or you panicking because your dog is not coming out and it's not happy. Leave those dogs alone. Dogs will decide whether they want to come out or not, and that's fine. Over-enthusiastic dogs, keep them under control, maybe give them something nice to chew on so that everybody can have a very happy Christmas.